Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. That's Jack.
Yeah, we actually have something interesting today.
Yeah, so today we're going to do something that you can use as like an hors d'oeuvre, but when we make it, it's damn near it's full-blown meal, man. It's great. Let's get into it. Let's do some stuffed mushrooms, man. Before we jump in there, be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell and stuff. It's all down the doobly-doo, and let's get into it. So I love this one. So you either get these big mushrooms or the little ones. You get 2 or 3 little packs.
Those are huge mushrooms.
And then you're gonna need cheese. We got 2 different kinds, but you're only gonna need one of these blocks. We're gonna use half and half just to do 2 different ones. All right. And then
why not?
Green onions, olive, whatever you want to stuff this with. Like some minced black olives would go good. And you're gonna need a little bit of oil. So you get your mushrooms, clean these, wash them. It's always
They dirty.
yeah.
They
Always
are
do your
very dirty.
vegetables and always do your stuff. I didn't drain these very well,
No.
but I don't mind leaving a little water in there. Get you some aluminum foil, cover a baking sheet with it. All right, it helps with cleaning up.
It really does.
Now you can take them on here. I'm just putting them on here to show you to do this and not set them down because they're all wet. Just get you a knife and cut these stems off. A lot of people skip this part.
I can see the value in doing this.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes it flat. You take the stem off so you don't have just a big wad of mushroom in the middle. Chop it up and you put it in with the rest of it.
Use like another topping.
Yeah. And then oil this down, put your caps back in.
Yeah, you want to
no.
oil it, otherwise they will stick and it will not be
Preheat your
pretty.
oven, let it get to 350 before you do this. That's 350, just go ahead and put them in there. While it's doing that, we'll go ahead and chop up the rest of this. This is just the stems that came out of the middle of it. Just go ahead and chop them up as fine as you want. Like I said, if you're using small mushrooms, smaller is better because you're going to have to stuff those little bitty caps. These big ones, you can kind of do it fine. But as long as it keeps going, you're good. All right? And once you get those done, then pull those off. I want to go ahead and chop up this green onion. You can do the same thing. Just keep cutting at it. Yeah, like I said, smaller onions, or smaller mushrooms, use smaller chunks of onion. That's fine.
Mincing,
and then,
right?
I guess mincing would probably be a better idea.
Probably.
Now, I'll show you this with this garlic thing. You just kind of crack it with the edge of the blade.
This is the
And we'll pull
old-fashioned
this
method here.
hard skin off. Yeah, I couldn't find my jar for rattling those around. So just pull that skin off. Get down to the soft part. The first time I cooked garlic, I didn't know that, so I just threw it whole into the thing.
Oh, that's
And
got
had
to
chew
taste
on the-
awful
yeah.
and leafy.
Well, the leaf wasn't bad. It was just this mush that was contained in it after that. So once you get all 3 of those skin, just take these and just try to mince these up as best,
you can.
If we had the cheese grater and the forethought to do it, I would have run it over the cheese grater.
Cheese grater, right there. Completely forgot about it, but that would have
been
saved a lot of
genius, yeah.
time.
The cheese grater is like a secret weapon, man.
It really is. You can put things
Takes
in a
all that
cheese grater
chopping stuff up. Yeah.
you would never think of.
Done. So set that aside. Now get your cheese grater that we were just talking about. We forgot we had. Get your cheese out. Now got to argue with the package for a little bit. But you always win when you have a knife.
Yeah.
Now
Nice.
leave the packaging on like half of it. That way you have your grip. You're not running your hands all over the
Yeah.
cheese.
And you're going to use that for
We're going
storage.
to use that. I don't want to use the too fine stuff or the part that's inverted for some reason. Just go ahead and use the regular old cheese grating stuff. And just remember to just slide it on there and watch your fingers, man. Don't want to serve your guests or yourself part of your finger. Well, maybe you do. I mean, I don't kink shame.
Depends
Do
on your thing.
Like, if that's your thing, feed yourself, people. But don't do it on my account. So, once you get about half of it down in there, you're good. You're only going to need like one whole block, so we just did half of it.
That's
So
maybe a cup
so
of
that
tea.
was the first one was Gouda. This one is a
Extra sharp.
cheddar, but it was like a New York style, so it was very Caucasian.
Very Caucasian. I don't know what the difference between all these sharp cheddars is. I'm not a cheese specialist.
Well, one apparently you can cut things with. The other one is not so much. So just take it and grate all that. We got these little extra plates, right? Just something to keep it sharp, or sharp from our Gouda, so we can keep them separated. Now we had some pepperoni. We decided to add just a little bit of that, just because meat's completely optional, not something you have to have on there. Like you do this just straight. You got vegetables and cheese, man. You're good to go. Now we only cut off. I think it was like 2.5 inches of this, 3.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Made me sexually uncomfortable just for a minute because it's 3 inches. It kind of round. So pull that off. Now once you slice it, it's still got the casing on it. I always cut that off if you're going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not a big
of
fan of sausage casing. Just get rid of it.
The best thing to do, especially if it's been in the freezer like this one, it's going to be solid. As soon as you cut it, you're going to see that tip right there on the end. And it's just that skin, that casing. You can just pull that right off. And it's going to be super greasy because it's pepperoni. So you
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
everywhere. So pull that off, get that trash. Now slice these up or dice these up as small as you possibly can, or as big as you want. Like if you want just regular size pepperoni like stuff. Like you're wanting to make it like a mushroom pizza. Knock yourself
out.
So I just slice these down, spin them sideways, just give them another cut if I can. If I don't end up chasing them all over the table.
Now
you can leave them big, you can leave them small.
that is some hard pepperoni. It was hard to cut.
It was. My knife was mad at me. So these have been sitting in there at 350. It's steaming right now. It's not smoking. All right, so we got some tongs, and we'll show you this. This is the water that was still in it. When I was letting it cook, you can see it just pours out. I just drained that anyway, because it's just,
it's unnecessary.
Once you get them strained, then you're just going to build these like you're building an inverted pizza, right? You take your garlic, kind of spin it around, put your onions and stuff. Now, usually I like to put my cheese last, because it seals everything in.
It's like glue.
Right? And it's super greasy, and it keeps all the grease and the oil that runs off of it, kind of cooks the rest of it as it trickles down. It's one of the few things in the world where trickle down actually works. So, so you get your cheese, and take it on here, just put it on top. I pat it down. Don't worry about it. Those mushrooms are super resilient. There's only one that was kind of split. Go ahead and use all your stuff because you don't have any other ones sitting around.
Yep, use it all.
Put them down. Now, once you get both your cheese on here, that's it. That's all you have to really do on there. Cheese is the only thing I require in mine. All the rest of this is completely optional, completely up to whoever wants to do it. Now, we had the pepperoni we cut up. We put it on top. Just because it's meat, we wanted to make sure it got heat all the way through it, especially because it's been frozen, so we left it on top.
Yeah, we don't want partially frozen pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Then get your hands in there, pat that meat in there. That's fine. Sometimes meat works best when you rub it with your hand. Make sure you get in there, use your spare hand, put it back in, put it in for 10 minutes. You'll see it starting to melt, then pull it out. Now, again, this is a completely optional step. Get you some basil and oregano. And sprinkle it on top. Right, just a little bit. Just to make you feel like you're doing something fancy, right? By rubbing some plant leaves on it.
Just keep in mind, it's mushrooms, guys. Don't get too turned up on that.
And take it and then put it back in for 5 minutes. The cheese will be melted. You can leave it in a little longer. I don't want to overcook the mushrooms, but I want to get that cheese where it's starting to turn brown right at the edges.
Yeah. How long? It's like, what, 20 minutes?
At the most, and it's super, super cheap. I think the mushrooms were like $3 and for that big ass pack for them. And it fed 4 people easily, and it's really good, really simple, and it's fancy. And if you use the smaller ones, you can use them as hors d'oeuvres, hand them out, feed a whole group of people. There you go. That's a stuffed, really big mushroom. You can do this with like little mushrooms and do a whole bunch of little ones, but I prefer the big ones. Like I said, just set it down, just do it as a meal, man. This is what this is. So that's excellent. Try it. Let us know. Be sure to link it to us. Give us some pictures. That'll be outstanding. Put us down in the comments if you do something different or if you'd like to change something. Maybe we'll revisit this in the future. That'd be very cool. And until then, you can see us here on YouTube. We post every Tuesday and Friday. You can find us on Instagram at Living Between, or on Facebook at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen there, or on Patreon at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen there if you'd like us and want to help us out a little bit. We got some stuff we're going to put up over there for you guys. Thanks, and shout out to all our Patreons that are there. And you can also find us on Pinterest. Yeah, you can find us there too. And we'll see you next time.